Namaskaram everyone, my name is Shubham Rajput and I welcome you with all my heart to Yantraas.com. So today I was contemplating as to what kind of videos should I create for Yantraas throughout this week. I had many ideas in my mind. I wanted to cover CES 2019, the good gadgets and technological aspects that were introduced in CES 2019 that I found very interesting. I wanted to share that with you. I also wanted to share something on RTX 2060. I thought that's an interesting introduction by Nvidia this year, but I decided to keep all of those in hold. Why? Well, the reason is in front of you. Just a couple of hours ago, I received my case that I'll be using to the case that I ordered in order to build this PC. So I wanted to build a PC for creating and editing videos for Yantraas and also for some other projects that I'm currently working on. And for that I needed this. I needed this computer. And as soon as this case got delivered, I knew what kind of video I wanted to create today. So I won't be assembling all the parts that I have ordered from my computer in this video. I wanted to talk a little bit about how Yantraas is going to evolve. What kind of content you can expect to see on Yantraas. What kind of videos I feel I will be putting in on Yantraas. So we will be creating this PC, of course, but not in this video. I just wanted to show you the parts that I have, and I wanted to use this opportunity to let you know what kind of things you can expect on Yantraas. See, I'm an electronics engineer, and I would say I'm fairly good at electronics. But although I have fixed computers, I have fixed mobile phones, I have dropped mobile phones. I have put some of my mobile phones in water, then I have fixed them again. So I'm fairly good at electronics, and the ironic fact is I have never built a PC. I have not built a PC with the kind of technology that is available today. I should put it like that. I have diagnosed PCs and I have worked a lot with electronics throughout my college years and also afterwards. I've got experience in automotive electronics. I have worked in an automobile company and I have worked with automotive electronics, so I have hands-on experience on that also. So with Yantraas, I wanted to create a channel in which I don't just share information about technology, see, because I think we are all bored of that, aren't we? I'm not saying that there is anything wrong or right with just providing information through a technology channel. I just think that a tech channel should be a little bit more than that. What I mean by that is, for example, we are discussing, I don't know, any piece of technology like this processor right here. It's incredible that I share what this processor is with you, but what I think is even more incredible is when we look at any piece of gadget or technology or any upcoming technology with a perspective, as to why this is what this is and what does this tech or gadget mean with the way technology is progressing in the future. So you understand what I'm trying to say, not just showing you this is what it is, but also conveying information in a sense where the perspective regarding technology is put in front of you. So for example, this is how I want Yantraas to have, where technology is not just, where things about technology is not just told, but also you are made to understand how something will work. For example, see, building a PC is not that big a deal. You can just go to some forums and all you need to do is just post what your need is. Some expert will come and tell you, okay, this is the kind of parts you need to build a PC, and you can just go ahead, order those parts and build a computer for yourself. But that's not the gist of everything, is it? Now, What if you are next, you are given such kind of information and knowledge so that you have no questions to ask to any other person in order to choose any part regarding building a PC now or afterwards. For example, let's say you want to build a PC for a particular task for yourselves. Instead of going to someone and asking him what kind of parts you should have, if you are lensed with the kind of knowledge that you need to have in order to select a CPU, I don't feel you need have the need to go to someone else and ask what CPU should I choose. Since that kind of perception is inside you, where you know what you need, and as a projection of what you need, you just go ahead and pick a part. So you understand what I'm trying to say. Just telling you, okay, go pick this processor or go pick this motherboard or this case. What if you are told, this is how you choose a CPU, this is how you choose a case, or this is how you choose a particular gadget. So see, there is a perspective behind it, there is a process behind it. So I want to put that kind of content on this channel. I don't know what I said made sense to you or not. So that is what I'm willing to create. I'm willing to create on Yantraas. Okay, what's next? So what kind of content can you expect? Of course, computers, PC building, graphics card, and power supply units, motherboards, and all kinds of information and perspective related to these things. We are also going to discuss and do a lot of DIYs on this channel. Since I told you in the beginning, I'm an electronics engineer. I love electronics. I'm thinking of creating DIYs which you can create for yourselves, and because see, creating something with electronics is a tremendous experience. I want you to understand. It gives you a feeling that you created something, and if what you created with the help of electronics is something that you can use in your daily life, I am telling you there's nothing much better than that. So I have banged my head a lot against electronic components, because electronics is a very nasty thing also, because there's a lot of challenges that you feel when you are creating them and diagnosing them. So that is something I'm going to definitely share on this channel. DIYs, computers, mobiles, and not just okay, this mobile phone is there and there's this much RAM in that, and this is something you can know you looking at the at the box itself, right? But how is mobile technology moving? What are the company's take on bezels? How can we expect upcoming phones to be? For example, right now there was this one phone by Xiaomi, I think, where they introduced. I saw this post on Verge where they introduced a phone that could be folded. So discussing that kind of thing. So mobile phones will be there, and automotive electronics and automotive technologies and science. See, this is one very important thing. Let's talk about science. Unfortunately, the way education system is presenting science to us today is like, this is how things happen. These are the formulas regarding this particular thing. Apply it in some kind of examination and get numbers. Science is not this. Science means you are looking at everything without forming a conclusion about anything. So when you see something and without forming any particular conclusion, you just keep on exploring what is there in front of you. It doesn't matter what kind of field you are in. It doesn't matter whether you are working in an agricultural field, agricultural field, or astrophysics or things like that. So I also want to present science through this perspective, various happenings in science, various new things that are being continuously churned out from this pot of science. So I would like to discuss something from on science as well. Let's see what else. And yes, so these are the things in general that I'll be putting up on Yantraas now. I want you to understand, I also have a blog that will continuously be attached to the videos that I'll be creating. In fact, I have already written a 10,000 words blog post on how to build a PC before even I have built it, because I know how to build it. I've never built it before, but since I'm very good in, I know how things work with electronics, I just researched a few of those things, and I know how does one build a PC, because it's not that hard. You are just collecting various parts and fitting it with each other like Lego. So I knew how to build that PC. So before I actually built it, I wrote a blog post as to how you go about choosing parts and then build your PC. So that particular post I'll be attaching in this particular video, and I'll be also attaching it when we build this PC. So those are the things I wanted to share that I'll be discussing and creating videos on, and writing blog posts on yantraas.com. But in no way is that the only thing that we are going to do. We will evolve. I'll see how things are evolving. I'll see what are the content types that you guys like, and I'll keep on creating content on the basis of that, what you want, and that is the way we'll keep progressing, keep evolving. So you'll find all these things that we just discussed on Yantraas and many more things, and I'll also incorporate things as this blog evolves. And so yes, these are the things that I wanted to discuss before we head on building our PC. In the next video will be so one more thing: how are we going to progress in this building a PC series? I just don't want to create a video in which I pull up all these parts and fit them together and build a PC in front of you. That is something we will of course do, but I want to create these videos with beginner friendly people, with beginners in mind, who just don't know how to pick these parts. There will be experienced people also who will be watching this video. So if you have any kind of inputs, they'll be really welcome in the videos. But I'll be starting things like this. First of all, I'll create a video which designates as to how you go about choosing a CPU. Then I'll create a video in which I will explain how do you go about choosing motherboard, because I want you to understand these are two components for which you need some kind of knowledge and experience beforehand, so that you don't do any kind of mistakes before choosing these parts. I'm not saying other parts are not important, but let's take the example of graphics cards. What happens when we come to the point where to choose a graphics card is that, see, graphics card are one part which is always getting some kind of attention from PC community in general. For example, and it's always fixed that if your need is completely fixed within yourself, so you are clear with what you want, there is not a lot of choice that you need to worry about when choosing a graphics card. For example, you have decided you need to create a PC in which you can game at 1080 pixels and you want 60 frames per second. Just this, as soon as you know this is what you need, you know what graphics card you need to choose. For example, like RX 580 or 1060. From NVIDIA side 1060 and RX 580 from the AMD side. So now the real confusion that happens to people is what brand to choose. You want to choose RX 580, what brand to choose from. That becomes fairly simple because there's not a lot of difference when it comes to different brands. All brands are offer almost same card, almost same cards will give the same performance with slight little bit performance difference that you can definitely find out looking at various benchmarks, which will also be something we'll be discussing on this channel. So what I'm trying to say is choosing a CPU and motherboard are one of the most important aspects of building a PC. I'll be creating a video after this in which I'll explain you what a CPU is, how you go about choosing the CPU, what are the probable CPUs you can look into right now, what are the CPUs that are about to come that you can look forward to. Then I'll be creating a video on motherboard, on how to choose motherboard, what kind of motherboards are there, what are the things that you need to look for. Just a second. So sorry about that. So where was I? Yeah, motherboards. So next video will be on how do you go about choosing motherboards, what brands you can prefer, what are the things that you need to look forward into when choosing it. I'll also be creating videos on other computer parts as to how to choose them, such as SSDs and RAM, what are the various specifications that you need to understand when picking up RAM. I'll be creating all these videos, but before building this computer, the two videos that are coming are about the CPU and about the motherboard. So I guess I've covered everything that I wanted to cover in this video, and I really hope that whatever I have created in the past and what I am creating now and whatever I will be creating in the future, you will find some value out of it. So I'll also be looking forward to all kinds of feedbacks that I'll be receiving from you guys, and taking any questions that you would want. Yes, this brings me to one very important thing. Whatever questions that you may have regarding this channel or regarding any kind of content that I'm going to produce, you can always, of course, leave comments down below in the comment section asking the questions that you might have. But I also encourage you to just, if you want your question to be answered very quickly, I would also encourage you to just visit my blog and put your question into any blog post that pertains to the question that you want to ask. For example, you have a question about let's say SSDs. Just go to the blog, in the search just type SSD, and whatever blog post comes out, you just put your question there. And I can guarantee you that if you post a question in the blog, me or someone from my team who's handling the blog can will just come about and resolve your query instantly. That is because someone is always on the blog updating it and writing newer content. So if you have any query that is very specific and you want it to be resolved very quickly, you can always just go to the blog and put your questions. That is not to say that I will not be answering them down right here. I'll answer as many questions as possible, but as the number of videos that I have created keeps on increasing and amount of comments get large, it sometimes becomes difficult to answer all those questions. So that is the case. In that case, you can do that. So I guess this was it with everything that I wanted to share. If you have any other queries, just put them down in the comment section, I guess. Visit my blog and see what are the things that you can search for there. Also, one last thing that I want to share is the Yantraas.com blog scenario is at a point where everything that you see there is very beginner friendly, right? So I want to evolve this blog and this channel with you. So once I have started this blog, I decided not to put in a lot of extreme advanced content. It's at a place where it's very beginner friendly. You will find very beginner friendly content, and as this channel evolves, as this blog evolves, I'll gradually start putting in intermediate content and then advanced content, things like that. But I'll make sure whatever content you see on the blog is fresh and helps you in certain way. I'll be also creating a forum, I think, on the blog where you can ask queries about technology in general, about anything. So I think I've taken a lot of your time, and I'm really, really grateful that you are here, you are watching this channel, and you are watching this content. So the next time you are going to see me, we will be talking something about CPU, motherboard, and building this PC. Thank you so much for watching, and let's learn together, let's build together, and let's evolve together, I guess. I'll see you in the next one. Namaskar.